Hello, welcome back everyone. It is now March 31st of 2021, and as we all witnessed with the GINA CARANO firing situation back in February of this year, a lot of fans have been very much skeptical and curious about whether or not both Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are really going to be able to pull things off when it comes to this new expanded universe of Star Wars. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, the thing about Jon Favreau is that this guy really has a lot on his plate, and when I mean a lot, I mean a lot. You know, he's working on the Ahsoka series with Dave Filoni, his partner. He's also working on Mando Season 3 and 4 back-to-back, and he's already working on the Book of Boba Fett. He's moving along smoothly with that actual project, which, by the way, we're going to be getting a nice sneak peek at that show this summer. That, of course, is due for December of this year, so cannot wait for that. The thing about everything that went down in February, the GINA CARANO firing, it really created this shift within the Star Wars fandom. We saw a lot of people canceling their Disney Plus subscription, and then we saw the price hike by Disney on Disney Plus. I don't know if you guys knew, but they actually raised or are raising the price of Disney Plus, and I think that honestly that was a wrong thing to do of them, because you're only shooting yourself in the foot further by doing that. But moving on from this, the High Republic era, alright, this is one Star Wars story that a lot of fans are really disliking right now, and a lot of other fans would argue that the fans that dislike the High Republic are just a minority. I have to disagree, and respectfully I do have to disagree, because I believe the majority of fans dislike the High Republic era. I myself included. I mean, we're talking about an era that actually has Geode as a character that's a rock, like a tombstone type character that does not move. There's no facial features, there's no arms or legs, it's just a stationary tombstone of sorts. And they even got it wrong too. I mean, Geode is not even really a Geode. But I digress, alright? What's really interesting about all of this is that, of course, now that both Disney and Lucasfilm are fully invested with their new Star Wars TV shows like Kenobi, Ahsoka, Andor, and Mando, with Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, it's described that behind the scenes, many adjustments are being made by Jon Favreau for the Star Wars franchise that is set to excite fans further. Now, it's noted that creator Jon Favreau is in the process of ending multiple High Republic Star Wars plans for the new universe that would have been a disaster to the Star Wars brand. Jon Favreau and a handful of other co-writers for future projects, one of which that is set to be based a little before the prequel trilogy era, that will be announced later this year in the fall, was originally set to include major tones of the High Republic, where these were initially plans that were set by Kathleen Kennedy months ago, after she convinced Disney to move ahead with this plan. Not just that, however, but Jon Favreau recently cancelled another major High Republic plan for Star Wars. Before Kathleen Kennedy lost creative power back in early 2020, there was a creative piece started by Kathleen Kennedy to insert a major High Republic era flashback scene that would be told by Yoda's Force Ghost voice, speaking to Obi-Wan Kenobi on Tatooine in the Kenobi series, about his time living in the High Republic era. Jon Favreau recently cancelled these plans and convinced Deborah Chow, the director, to do away with that entire scene, and in replacement of that, a more meaningful flashback for Kenobi is set to be filmed this June to take its place, that will include a fan-favorite character. Favreau also cancelled many High Republic characters that were originally going to become a part of the Ahsoka series, such as Geode the Rock, and another new character from the High Republic that is yet to be announced, that served as an eternal being that it actually manifested as a Force storm. Okay, guys, let me just say one thing right now, is that the High Republic has by far the worst Star Wars characters that I personally have ever seen. I don't know what these writers are thinking. I don't know what Kathleen Kennedy is thinking, whether she believes in all these characters or doesn't really believe in what she's, envisioning for the Star Wars universe. Who knows? But one thing is for certain, is that Kathleen Kennedy loves the High Republic era for two reasons. This is her legacy, and number two, it is a era that is actually going to have a lot of agendas being pushed ahead. Now, that's one of the main reasons as to why a lot of fans are disliking this new timeline. It's not just because of the agendas by Kathleen Kennedy, but it's the overall tone and how poorly written it really is, and how it's being so forced to the fandom. Now, thankfully, Jon and Dave, they are working on aspects of the old Republic era that's going to be releasing years from now, not anytime soon. I mean, we have heard the earliest of 2024. But what's really interesting about the High Republic era, the only interesting piece about that time is Yoda's earlier life. Period. The end. Gonna be honest with you guys, that is the only interesting aspect, to me at least, about the High Republic era. Now, when we go ahead and examine what Jon Favreau had cancelled, this is a major win for Jon Favreau, convincing some of the higher-ups over at Disney, the board of Disney, to go ahead and really fulfill Jon Favreau's vision. So canceling this major flashback scene for the Kenobi series that was going to feature a full-on High Republic era moment, kind of like what you saw in the Justice League's Snyder Cut, where, I'm not going to go into spoilers, but you guys know what I'm talking about, that major flashback scene, alright? It was going to be something around the lines of that, in terms of how short it was going to be, and how action-packed it was going to be as well. But it was all going to be in the High Republic era. Jon Favreau took this out, he canceled this from the Kenobi series, convinced Deborah Chow to do so, and other higher-ups over at Disney, to kind of stay away from the High Republic themes, for now at least, and just forget about that, because The Acolyte is going to be a show that's going to focus on all of this. So let things be, let things just stay away from the High Republic, as Jon Favreau convinced others to do so, and that's a big win on his part, and I do respect that. Here's the thing about the High Republic that a lot of fans also don't like. It's the poorly written characters. I mean, Geode is just the tip of the iceberg of what's to come. Now, throughout the years, up until 2026, which is when the High Republic era is going to end in the canon, alright? That's how far the books and the comics are going to go, believe it or not. And even potential video games out there that are in development, which I believe are going to be failures as well, but let's wait and see. The fact that these characters are just so poorly written, such as Geode, I think that Geode is the definition of rock bottom of Star Wars. It really is rock bottom. I mean, when you look at it that way, I mean, I don't know who comes up with these characters, but Kathleen Kennedy supports this one fully. Now, Jon Favreau, I think that what he's doing is amazing with Ahsoka Tano's series, and how he's also involved with the Kenobi show. Looking forward to those two TV shows, because it deals with, the Jedi, the Force, the Cosmic Force, and all the things that we love about the mythology. So, like I've said before in the past, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to morning.